talked about that a few weeks ago. Okay? And what they're doing is they're not rejecting the distorted view of God. That's the on-demand God. And yet the thing is, God's the potter, we're the clay. He's the boss, and we follow after him. It's not the other way around. God is always loving. God is always present with us. And last Sunday we talked about the Goosebumps God. Now, I want to believe in God. You know, I've read my Bible, I've been in church, I didn't feel anything. You know, and church is so boring, I didn't feel moved. Yeah, the worship this morning was great, you know. I was on lights. Did you notice the good atmosphere I created for you to worship? Why is the senior pastor on lights? We need to train some more people. Okay. So the Goosebump God is this. The Goosebump God is, I've got to feel God. If I can't feel God, he's not real. Okay? And if God's not real, God is just absolutely boring. Okay? And last week we spoke about King David. Many times he loved God. He was a follower of God. He had a heart after God. But he tells us in some of his Psalms there were some periods in his life where he couldn't feel, couldn't touch, couldn't experience the presence of God. And the thing is, God's presence is above our feelings. Do you know what I mean? And I spoke to you last Sunday about the two disciples that were heading towards Emmaus, and they didn't even know Jesus was walking beside them. Because their feelings were down, they were saddened, they were upset because Christ was crucified, and they're heading back to their hometown. This is after the resurrection. Jesus is walking beside them, and they don't even recognize him because their feelings overruled the presence of God. So that was last week. Everyone say last week. Everyone say last week was fantastic. And this week is going to be better. So today we're talking about a very common distortion of how people see God. And I want to call it the Heartless God. Okay? And, you know, these are people, I want to believe in God, but God doesn't seem to care about me. Is that all right? Okay. You know, but some want to believe, and some want to believe in a God who fixes problems immediately, gets rid of all world suffering and tragedy, and does it, and when it doesn't happen, they pray about it. What happens is, well, I don't feel happy about that. God doesn't seem to care. They stop believing. But the problem is, that God doesn't exist. God is not heartless. Okay? God is not heartless. I want to tell you a story, and I've told it before, and, you know, it revolves around the question that you yourself may have asked in a time of desperation. God, do you really care about me? I don't know, have you ever asked that question? So we were in Toowoomba, pastoring up there, and I remember I had prayed for a couple that just got married, and he was a young guy. He just got saved himself, come back to God, led a bit of a rebellious life, came back to God, married this young girl in church, and they were doing absolutely fantastic. And his voice was like, now I'm going to go back in history, like a band called Chicago from the lead singer, and he had this beautiful, fantastic voice when he was up worship leading. And we prayed for her because she got herself pregnant and she was having twins. I get this call late in the afternoon, quick, come to the hospital, there's a problem. And I arrive in the hospital and everyone's there and everyone's crying, and I'm wondering what on earth is going on, and I find out that both of the twins had died. And so she had to give birth to these twins, and I'm upset, everyone's crying, you know. And I do remember his brother was in the room. He wasn't a believer, wasn't a follower of Christ. And he gave me this really dirty look when I started to pray for this particular couple. Do you know what I mean? And I could almost read what he was thinking. How could God allow this to occur? And losing twins And you know what they do is I think it was a Caesar they did. She got a chance to hold the babies and they had to manipulate the baby. You know, it's just horrific. And they got pictures and the baby's bruised and everything. But you know what was worse was the funeral. And I'm in charge of the funeral. And that feeling of, does God care? Okay? Now some of you would say, how can we believe in a God who doesn't answer all of our prayers? How can we believe in a God that doesn't appear to care for us? Now many of you have had that moment, I guarantee you. Some sort of crisis in your life, some issue occurred, and that little question, you may not say it, but it's there at the back of your head, and you, and possibly, even right now, right today, some of you might even be going through something, and you're pressing in, you're believing God, and there's a little but at the end of that belief statement. But God, do you really care for me? Okay? I mean, so it's very... I understand, you've just got to pull your phone out, open up an app, and there's so much tragedy in the world. Do you know what I mean? Just last week, really. God, where are you? Do you care about us? It's very easy to fall into that sort of questioning of God. Why has God allowed this to happen? How come migraines don't go away? How come I can't get rid of this sickness? God, I'm doing the best I can. Give me a break. Okay? And we get to that particular point where we ask ourselves, God, are you really there? I want to believe in you, but you don't seem to care. Now, if you've ever felt like that, you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. Because when we read of Bible events, there were real people, just like you and me, and they experienced emotions, just like you and me. And King David, I love King David, he was one of them. And one of his psalms, he cries out to God, and he says, God, where are you? Do you care? And his enemies all around him, he says, God, hello, are you there? How about Job? You remember Job? Job was a guy, he's very righteous, he loses his house, he loses his wealth, he loses his business, and his family is a wreck, and the Bible tells us that Satan wants to attack him, and even his own wife, what a honey she was. She basically says to him, look, Job, curse God and just die. Okay, they have to do counselling after that advice. Okay, and Job's friends are hopeless. And you look at him and you can ask God, do you care? And yet he held on to God in the most difficult situation. And I think one of the best examples of Scripture of we are not alone in this circumstance is John the Baptist. Do you know the story of John the Baptist? Let me just unpack it very briefly for you. This one's very personal because this particular guy, if you're not a church person, let me just explain to you what John went through. John was the cousin of Jesus. And John's one ministry was to point towards this person called Jesus. He is the Saviour of the world. Follow him, don't follow me. Less of me, more of him. Okay? And that was his one particular ministry. He devoted his life to pointing people towards Jesus. And he even said this, I'm not even worthy to do up his sand shoes, his shoes. Okay. And John gets arrested, and he's doing the right thing. He's arrested, and John the Baptist is in jail. And so what he does is he gets one of his own disciples, John the Baptist is one of his own mates, and he says, go to Jesus and tell my cousin I'm in jail. Hint, hint, hint. Okay? Set me free. Okay? And in prison, he's thinking, I'm his cousin, I've seen him heal, I've seen him do miracles for strangers, I've seen him raise the dead, he heals the blind. Jesus, come and rescue me. So you can just see how this would go, can't you? So Jesus comes to John the Baptist prison. 23 angels are singing. Oh, smoke machine. Okay, and they break out of prison, and Jesus, and they do a hand up like this. They go, yeah! Well, what happens? That ain't the story, is it? The story is the guy loses his life and his head. And some people would say that God doesn't seem to care. Where is God? So we're not the only one. Let me make you a promise though. Got your notes there? I can't answer all your questions on this particular topic, but what we can do today, I want to share 2 thoughts with you. And I want you to embrace these 2 truths today. So I'd love for you to write this down, and especially when you feel that God doesn't care. I want you to write these 2 things down today. Number 1, when God doesn't seem to care, God has a purpose. Everyone say purpose. God has a purpose in your pain. When you are hurting, God is still working. Okay? When you are hurting, God is still working. Come on. When you're hurting, God is still working. Okay? When someone lets you down, God's still working. Okay? When someone you love is sick and has died, God is still working. Okay? When you get a flat tire and you're heading off to an interview, your interview for a job, God is still working. Okay? When someone has lied or gossiped or taken advantage of you, God is still working. Come on, God's still working. Is this a Pentecostal church? Come on. You guys need coffee. When you get that negative report from the doctor, God's still working. Okay. And when you're praying for someone in a hospice, God is still working. Okay. So number 1, God has a purpose in your hurting. God is still working. And however personal that level of pain is, however intimate it is, God is using that to do something in you. Just look at me for a moment. God is doing something in you when you go through that circumstance. Amen. Okay? And there's a really good verse that I've given you there this morning. It's 1 Peter 6 and 7. And Peter was going through this very difficult time, and he talks about suffering and trials. You got it there? We're going to read this out together. You all right? You ready? We're going to read this out in English. Or Mandarin. What do you want to do? In English, okay. And here we go. There is wonderful... Oh, come on, a bit of enthusiasm. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you must endure... How many? How many? How many? Just scrub it out if you don't like that. But many trials for a little while. And these, and just stop right there. Trials are things that we don't understand. Right? Why is this happening? These are the seasons we're unsure of. And these trials will do what? What's the purpose of the trial? Look at it. What does your note say? No, come on. What does it say? Come on, out together. It shows that your faith is genuine. That's the purpose of a trial. And we don't like it, and we don't want it, and we hate it every time we go through something. But God is still working. Can you see that? And the problem is, if I have a wrong view of God and I enter into a season of suffering, well, I can't believe in God anymore. I'm out of here and I stop believing. When the very thing that God wants to do, He wants to work in you. Amen. To do His good pleasure and convert and change and mold you to make you more like Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Ruth. You doing good?
Yes.
Let's keep reading. It is what's being tested? The faith is tested as fire tests. It purifies gold. Through your faith is more precious than gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you. Notice that? What's it going to bring? Oh, where's it? Yeah, but who's it going to? Us. What this is saying is God has a purpose. God has a purpose. God has a purpose God has purpose.
Yes.
Okay? And He wants to see you develop as a result of going through a hard time. Okay? God has a purpose. God's doing something.
Yes.
The problem is we don't understand it, do we?
No.
It comes, we don't understand it, but God is using it to strengthen us. And He doesn't cause the pain.